Momentum doesn't disappear just because you need to rest, recover, or pause. In this video, I want to talk about what breaks actually mean and how measurable goals help you to return to your goals without having to start over. This is how consistency survives in your real life. Momentum isn't about never stopping. It's about knowing when to stop and then how to come back. In the last video, I talked about sustaining momentum, about deciding once and letting that momentum keep you going, letting that decision guide you. If you haven't watched that video yet, pause here and go check that out. The link is in the description below. Don't worry, I'll be here when you get back. In this video, we're going to talk about what happens when you've built momentum, either for a day, a year, and then you get sidelined. What happens when life interrupts your goals? You get sick, you eat something that wasn't part of your plan, you are injured, you're traveling, or your schedule just completely derails your plans and makes it impossible for you to do the work to accomplish your goals. Taking a break doesn't mean you have failed. It just means you're human. However, if you use those challenges as excuses and allow that momentum to dissipate, you won't achieve your goals. Just writing down your goals, even when they're measurable, doesn't help you actually achieve them. Writing them down and staying consistent, even when life happens, is how you can stay successful. You can't brush your teeth 14 times in one day and be good for the week. If you brush them consistently, even if you miss a night, you can just come back. You don't quit brushing your teeth altogether if you miss one night. Momentum works the same way. A break is not an excuse. It's just a pause or a reset. You can take a day off. You can take a week off. You can take a season off. But that momentum exists so you know exactly what to do when that break is over. There's a reason that the expression, "it's just like riding a bike," exists. If you learn to ride a bike as a child, it becomes ingrained in your muscle memory. And likely, even if you haven't ridden a bike in years, you can hop on, start pedaling, and it'll all come rushing right back. When you take a break, momentum works to get you back on track, just like riding a bike. This is why measurable goals are so important. They matter so much, not because they're rigid, but because they make returning simple. When you're ready to start back after a break, that motivation shows you exactly where you need to be and helps you get right back on track. You may not be starting in exactly the same place that you did when you stopped, depending on how long that break is, but you're going to be starting so much closer to your goal than if you hadn't restarted at all. If you made a goal to exercise every week for the whole year, you'd need to exercise 52 times. If you had to take 1 week off per month, you would only have to exercise twice a week, 1 additional week out of the month. That's completely manageable and totally understandable. However, if you take 1 week off and that turns into 2, turns into 3, and then a month, and you never come back to your goals, you may find yourself in December trying to fit in 40 times to exercise in order to meet your goal of 52 times in a year. That's why I built my goals worksheet this way, to hold you accountable to the decisions that you've made to accomplish your goals when motivation and energy or circumstances stop you from reaching your goals. It's not about perfection, it's just about continuity. Breaks are allowed, but quitting by default is not. Goals can change and shift over time. We'll talk more about that in my next video. But even if you need to pivot, don't allow yourself to quit on your goals. Momentum isn't fragile, it's just patient. If you haven't grabbed the goals worksheet yet, that's where it really starts. Download it by clicking the link in the description below.